Get ready for The Splash Live, Greater West Bloomfield's dedicated update show. Events, businesses, and people. Anything and anyone causing a ripple in the community. And now, let's dive in to The Splash Live.
Hello and welcome to The Splash Live and the MegaCast. I'm your host, Tyler Kieft, live once again as I will be for the foreseeable future from my home in western Oakland County. Today we'll be going over a little bit of everything across our communities and our network of 90 minutes of news that we provide for you each and every day throughout the work week. We'll be all across our local area in the Greater West Bloomfield area on Comcast Channel 15 and AT&T Channel 99. On Civic Center TV. Again, a flagship Civic Center TV, Comcast on Channel 15. Or if you're an AT&T subscriber, that's Channel 99 in the public access, education, and government section, where you'll be able to find our station and others throughout the local area, such as the West Bloomfield School District's channel, WBTV, who we also broadcast on live every day from 9:30 a.m. to 11 o'clock a.m. with our live local news program. You can also find us on our website, civiccentertv.com. Watch us live and in high definition. That's right, if you're seeing my face and it's not high enough quality of video for you, want to see every pore that much better, civiccentertv.com is the place to go to unfortunately have my face in even higher quality for you. That's also where you'll find us on demand. If you miss our shows on any single day, you can find it on demand on civiccentertv.com. A couple more places you can watch us live online if you're not a cable subscriber. Facebook on facebook.com/civiccentertv15 or just search Civic Center TV 15. And you'll find us live on Facebook. You'll also find information about our upcoming programs or other programs we're partnering on throughout our community, such as the Michigan Week Breakfast later on this week that we'll talk about here in a little bit. Another place you can watch us live and another place to find all of our programming on demand anytime online is on YouTube at Civic Center TV. Just search Civic Center TV or Greater West Bloomfield Civic Center TV on YouTube to find our programs live every single day, the Splash Live and the MegaCast, and find all of our archived content as well, going all the way back a number of years. Some of our best programs, from A Minute with Nature to that fan favorite documentary about the West Bloomfield tornado of 1976. That's also where you'll find many of the programs going on this week to celebrate our local volunteers, which we'll talk about even further down the rundown in today's edition of the Splash Live and the MegaCast. Before we get to that, take a look outside. Beautiful day once again in Greater West Bloomfield today. Yesterday was very nice, but today is when things really start to look a whole lot nicer for a few days here in our community. Daytime highs today have actually been upgraded. They were in the high 60s forecast yesterday. Today forecast to be high around 71 degrees. Mostly sunny with a light breeze of about 5 miles per hour. And this evening, a crisp, cool, comfy 46 degrees. So you can open a window tonight, get a nice light breeze coming in your home, and get a good night's sleep as you head into the midweek. Then on Wednesday, on Hump Day, more of the same as we'll be trekking away with daytime highs around 74 with a light breeze. At night, a few clouds and 48 degrees should make for a nice brisk evening walk and a relaxing slumber for you as you head into the latter half of the week. Thursday, the weather's still pretty nice. It's actually the warmest day of the week in the forecast on Thursday, 80 degrees. Your daytime high in the Greater West Bloomfield area with sunshine galore. It's going to be sunny all day long. No chance of rain as of now in that forecast. Hopefully I haven't jinxed it too bad. Winds southwest, at 5 to 10 miles per hour with sunset at 8:45 p.m. just in time to get a nice little walk in before you come home and call it a night and head into Friday. Nighttime temperatures a little bit hotter than they've been earlier on in the week, topping out around 57 degrees in the Greater West Bloomfield area and in the mid to high 50s all across Oakland County. Then Friday, similar temperatures topping out at about 78, but not as much sunshine, unfortunately. This is where rain comes into our forecast and sticks around for a little bit for the end of the week. 41% chance of rain during the day, at least in the 48323 area code and surrounding areas in the Greater West Bloomfield community. Those may vary depending on where you're at in Oakland County. Same deal at night, as much of our area is likely to see rain with a chance of showers about 51% on Friday as opposed to 41% on Thursday. Friday night lows about 59 degrees, so a little bit warmer than it's been before. You might want to turn on that AC a little bit or turn on a fan in your room to keep that nice breeze coming in, some cooler air from outside. Winds east-southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour, but, there's actually not really a but here. The weekend looks like rain as well. There's still time. Maybe Mother Nature will switch things up, take it easy on us, and give us some sunshine for the weekend forecast. But then again, we'll have sunshine for the majority of the week. Had a nice day for the majority of the day on Monday to kick off this week, today, tomorrow, and Thursday. All looking like they're going to be very sunny days outside and pretty temperate temperatures too. Not too humid, not too hot. A nice day to get outside and enjoy the nature here in Greater West Bloomfield as you're continuing on throughout your day. Get outside for a break during the workday and enjoy the great outdoors. There's plenty going on around town in the Greater West Bloomfield area and across Oakland County, and that's already off to a quick start this week. Yesterday, a fun day at the ballpark. Let's take a look at this. A fun day at the ballpark for the West Bloomfield High School boys baseball teams. They took on South Lyon in an exhibition game at Comerica Park, and it was a tried and true shared experience as every player, starter or not, got time on the diamond on Monday, capturing their chance to play baseball where the pros do for both of these teams. Just an exhibition game, doesn't count toward their record for the season, isn't going to impact West Bloomfield's playoff spot or playoff chances or anything like that. Just a fun chance for players to get some time on the field in downtown Detroit and play ball against a fellow Oakland County team at Comerica Park. So a great performance by the West Bloomfield High School boys baseball varsity team again on Monday. And same thing goes for our mathletes, too. The pentathletes in West Bloomfield competed earlier on this week, and some of our youngest athletes in that regard, too. Kindergarten and first graders galore, winning medals across the board at this pentathlon earlier on this week. Take a look at this picture. Math pentathlon team from West Bloomfield Schools. These are some smart kids here. Take a look at that list. If you're watching on CivicCenterTV.com or watching on our cable channels, you're seeing all these different kids are kindergarten and first graders. Let me take a look at this list. 4 gold medalists between kindergarten and first grade. 2 kindergartners, Carter Adamson, as well as Riley Deep from the kindergarten team. Gold medal, 14 points for them. From the first graders, Liam Argavani was a gold medalist, as well as Beckett Kroll, both getting 14 points as well. Then we had 2 first graders getting silver medals, a kindergartner getting a bronze medal, and 2 honorable mentions from kindergarten. So in total, let's take a look at that. That's 3, that's 4, that's 5 kindergartners and 4 first graders, all getting very high marks and high placements at the pentathlon this week. Great performance, and congratulations to the West Bloomfield Schools math pentathlon team for their performance earlier on this week. Some fun all around town across Oakland County this week continues later on today. It's actually going on right now, but go ahead, wait until 11 o'clock when we're done with our broadcast today to make your way out to the Oakland County Farmers Market in Waterford. And if you can't do it today, you still got and you still got Saturday, 7 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. at the Oakland County Farmers Market just off of Pontiac Lake Road in Waterford Township. This is going on. It started last week. It's happening all throughout the summer season and into the early parts of the fall season. You'll have 3 opportunities per week from 7 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. Those are going to be Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays every week unless otherwise discussed on their website, oakgov.com. Navigate to their Parks and Recreation page to learn more information, or just search on the web, Oakland County Farmers Market. I'm going to take a quick moment here. Pinky up, keep it classy, and we'll move on to more fun happening tomorrow in the prettiest little city in the state of Michigan, in Sylvan Lake. It's their Wednesday Night Yoga, the final edition of Wednesday Night Yoga for the month of May of 2023. Have some fun with and meet some new friends in Sylvan Lake for a relaxing night of yoga beginning at 6 p.m. sharp at Sylvan Lake Community Center That'll make room for their city council meeting at 7:30, a big meeting for them tomorrow night. They'll be going over their budget for the next year at that meeting. That'll be broadcast live right here on Civic Center TV. But if you're not able to make it to the Sylvan Lake Community Center for yoga, of course, you can stick around at 7:30 for the city council meeting and keep up to date with what's going on in your hometown in the Lakes area, or check your calendar, mark your calendars now for their next yoga nights happening in June 7th, June 21st, and June 28th, all Wednesdays at 6:30 p.m. Same place as Wednesday night, the Sylvan Lake Community Center for yoga night. On Thursday, back in the Lakes area in Waterford at the Waterford Oaks Activity Center, you can help predict some of our severe weather patterns. Yes, you can play a role in helping the National Weather Service and Oakland County Emergency Management track major storms, as we're in that time of the year where we start to get those big storms in our local area. And part of the team that helps to forecast what those storms are doing, where they may be going, if that weather is going to get more severe, are Skywarn Storm Spotters. Now, they got a free training coming up on Thursday night, 7 o'clock. Again, Waterford Oaks Activity Center. That's off of Watkins Lake Road in Waterford. According to the Oakland County Government's Emergency Management website, quote, Skywarn is an effort to save lives during severe weather emergencies by expanding networks of spotters by encouraging the widest possible participation in tornado warning programs. Skywarn weather spotters provide a valuable service to the National Weather Service by reporting storm damage, precipitation, and other observed weather phenomena. There's no way to stop tornadoes, and not all tornadoes show up on the radar. In fact, that's actually pretty interesting. Not all these tornadoes are going to actually be defined in the radar that they're using to forecast, whether it's on channels 2, 4, 7, and 62, who have their own in-house meteorology teams that are helping to keep you informed during emergency weather. Same thing on the radio side with our friends at WJR or WWJ, where you're getting those live updates all throughout the day on our local weather. Some of their systems, their forecast systems, cannot tell if there are tornadoes directly touching ground. That's why they use spotters. Some of them are directly with the National Weather Service, and some of them are volunteers, like possibly yourself. You don't have to have a background in meteorology. You don't have to have a background in weather reporting or any of these sciences to necessarily be a Skywarn spotter, a weather spotter for the National Weather Service and Oakland County Emergency Management. Only one instrument can detect a tornado or funnel with complete certainty, and that is your eye. The human eye sees it all the best. All are encouraged to attend this training, and it is 100% for free. But if you can't attend in person, you can also do the training online and learn even more information by visiting oakgov.com/community/emergency-management. Or if you just go to oakgov.com/community, navigate to their emergency management page, you can learn more information. Another good place to learn that is directly from the National Weather Service at weather.gov. Weather.gov. Some more fun coming this Saturday at West Bloomfield Parks at the Recreation Activity Center. Spring cleaning is in full swing, and some of those people in our community, some of your own neighbors, are looking to maybe pass on some of those goods that are no longer needed in their home to you. So if you enjoy some thrifting, you want to get out in the community, maybe find, and fulfill that one person's trash is another person's treasure mantra, you can do that at the Recreation Activity Center Saturday, May 13th, 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. That's at the Town Hall Complex in West Bloomfield, just past our TV station at Green Media Center. You pull into the Civic Center Complex, as they call it, at Town Hall. Right after you pull in, and on the left side, there's going to be a parking lot, and there'll be a building that has a big canopy that says WB Parks on it. You'll probably see these vendors even outside for the community garage sale and be able to participate. Unfortunately, if you're looking to sell some of those goods that maybe you've brought out of your home and you want to take out of the home, no longer can put them in storage, or it's just time to move on. Unfortunately, the seller spots for this weekend's events went by quick. They went out quick. They get reserved really fast from our friends at WB Parks. So you're going to have to wait until one of their next events of this kind in order to sell some of your goods. However, you can participate. You can buy some of the goods that are being sold by your neighbors at this event Saturday, May 13th, 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Recreation Activity Center, or the RAC as it's known, at West Bloomfield Town Hall. also from our friends at West Bloomfield Parks, and this is coming up next weekend, but you'll be able to start getting in on the action a little bit early this weekend for the native plant sale. That's happening at West Bloomfield's Marchbank Park next weekend from 9 a.m. to 12 noon. I believe that is on May 20th. However, you want to get in line fast for some of these plants because they do go quickly, and there's a lot of selection available for people that want to get a little bit of a head start on their garden, or maybe they don't like to necessarily plant those plants and help them through the germination process. They'd like to just get the plants as they are in full form, plant them, and have a beautiful garden in their front yard or side yard or wherever it is, or just have some plants to decorate around the home. It's a great place to do that. 9 a.m. to noon next weekend at Marchbank Park. More information on wbparks.org. However, pre-ordering for these native plants opens this week, Sunday, May 14th. The window for pre-ordering your plants is May 14th until May 18th. So you're going to want to get in on the action as soon as you can. wbparks.org/events. If you scroll down to the 20th, you'll find a native plant sale. Click on that, and the event vendor, which is Plants for Ecology. As you purchase those plants through that vendor, they will donate a portion of the proceeds to the Nature Room at West Bloomfield Parks, this Recreation Activity Center, to help further West Bloomfield Parks' mission of environmental education right here in our community. They do a great job all throughout the week with their Nature Room open hours, with specific programming that's in there. And of course, that takes time, it takes dedication, it takes staffing, it takes other resources such as perhaps the models that they bring in that are showing some of these animals. Of course, they keep some live animals in the Nature Room as well, and providing food and adequate shelter and maintenance for that shelter space also is not something that's free. So these kinds of events help West Bloomfield Parks further that mission of education in our local community at their Nature Room site at the Recreation Activity Center. While we're at it, let's stick with our friends at West Bloomfield Parks. You want to learn about some of these native plants. That's plants that are native to our local area, to Greater West Bloomfield. They grow here naturally and are also cultivated here in the local area, and great for your local gardens and your home environments as well. It's a perfect place to put these native plants. We'll take a look at that. One of our most popular videos in all of our archives is our native plants segment of A Minute with Nature with West Bloomfield Parks naturalist supervisor Lauren Urzuri. Let's take a look at that segment now on today's edition of The Splash Live.
Hello and welcome to Minute with Nature. I'm your host, Lauren Urzuri, the park naturalist for West Bloomfield Parks. And today we're here inside our nature room talking about native plants and why you might want to plant some native plants in your garden as well. Well, what is a native plant? A native plant is a plant that has evolved here in our area, and it's adapted to the climate and soil here. A native plant has grown in Michigan, or their native area, for hundreds of thousands of years, so have developed ecological relationships with the animals in our area as well. Why would you want to plant native plants in your yard? Well, there's lots of reasons, but one is convenience. Native plants grow better in Michigan. They don't require fertilizer or pesticides, as well as less watering. Since they're from here and they're used to the conditions here, you don't need to add as much water or fertilizer to the soil that they're growing in your garden, so they're lower maintenance. 90% of all leaf-eating insects can only eat native plants, which means that it's super important for us to provide food sources for them. If we plant non-natives tropical plants, they have no ecological value and animals will not use them at all. Monarchs is the best example of this that many people already are familiar with. Monarchs love milkweed, and their milkweed is the only plant that a monarch caterpillar will eat, and is also the only plant that monarch adults will lay their eggs on. Butterflies are beautiful to view, but butterflies are also pollinators. So pollinators obviously help our world and bring us a lot of the food that we eat. I bet you're wondering maybe now where you can buy native plants from. We don't really recommend that you go to a commercial greenhouse for them. A lot of commercial greenhouses have hybrids of native plants, or they're the same species of a plant that might grow here, but they didn't come from Michigan originally. So you really would ideally love a native plant that was grown in Michigan and the seeds started in Michigan. So look for a local native grower. Here at West Bloomfield Parks, we partner with a native grower and offer a native plant sale in May. So you can visit us there for a great source of buying native plants as well. You can also go to the Audubon website, and they have a great map where you can list your zip code and get native plant ideas for our area. Here in Michigan, some great, beautiful flowers that you'll enjoy in your garden, and so will all those pollinators like butterflies, are asters, coneflowers, milkweed, and black-eyed Susans. So I hope you plant some natives, attract some wildlife for you to view, but also help your environment. And that's your Minute with Nature.
Always appreciate Lauren Missouri and the team at West Bloomfield Parks. That's one of the favorite segments of yours here in our community. Thousands of views, in some cases tens of thousands of views on our YouTube page at Civic Center TV on youtube.com. A fan favorite amongst the Greater West Bloomfield community and beyond. People all over the world watching those short couple minute, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 minute videos. At the longest of Minute with Nature with our friends at West Bloomfield Parks. Always enjoy their partnership in this. Again, their native plant sale is coming up. The pre-order window opens this week, Sunday, May 14th, and runs through May 18th. wbparks.org/events, the place to go for more information on the native plant sale, including how you can pre-order some native plants before you head out to the native plant sale at Marshbank Park next weekend. Not this coming weekend, but the weekend after that. Plenty of more information on that, and always more information on events coming up this week, next week, and in the near future all across our community through West Bloomfield Parks at wbparks.org. Also, coming up this summer, later on, some fun from the West Bloomfield High School robotics team, West Bloomfield School District robotics team. For you car lovers out there, you're going to want to mark your calendar. You're going to see exotic vehicles. You're going to see some classic cars, some hot rods of all different kinds in the parking lot at West Bloomfield High School on August 13th. That's a Sunday from 9 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. You can come out and support the team for $15. Pre-register now, and you'll be able to get tickets to that event, or just drive up to the event, walk up to the event, however you get there. $20 at the entrance at West Bloomfield High School on August 13th to enjoy this car show and support the robotics team. These kids are so impressive. They're so smart. I feel like such a dummy every time I hear a story about these kids doing the robotics team, or like earlier on, the pentathletes from the kindergartners and the first graders who could probably outdo my performance and on any math test any day of the week with their eyes closed and both hands behind their back while laughing at me at the same time. They're so impressive, these kids, and you can support these programs that are helping these kids take huge steps forward in their education and, of course, boost the education level all across our school district. As there's so much emphasis nowadays on STEM, on science, technology, engineering, and math, and they also they refer to it as STEAM programs. They put the arts in there too. Those are really important, and that's so emphasized in today's educational landscape. And the kids at West Bloomfield High School do a great job of participating in that. This is a way you can support them. So again, August 13th, Sunday, August 13th, mark your calendars, 9 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. at West Bloomfield High School. If you pre-register now, you can get tickets for $15. You'll save $5 from your payment at the door, which will be $20 on the day of the event. You can find more information on all the different events and programs through West Bloomfield's school district by visiting wbsd.org. That's the best place to go for more information. And you can also find more info on the West Bloomfield School District's Facebook page, as well as they have an event page up for this already that will have information too and a link to purchase your tickets in advance for $15. Again, bring $20 with you if you're going to end up at the event on August 13th and you haven't pre-registered. If you're looking to get involved in Keego Harbor for the upcoming Memorial Day Parade, and as we recognize those veterans who have given their lives to protect our local communities and our country all across the world, domestically and internationally, whether at war or in other situations that our armed forces are participating in. You can do so in Keego Harbor up to May 13th. You can register to participate in the Keego Harbor Memorial Day Parade. That includes participating through a float or an exhibit, walking down the parade route, or just being a volunteer. This is a massive undertaking for Keego Harbor Parks and Recreation. It is the biggest event they do all year, and they put so much of their tender, loving care into this event. You can do the same thing. Get involved, volunteer in your community, and help support a good cause in Keego Harbor. You have until May 13th to register to participate in this year's Keego Harbor Memorial Day Parade. We'll have the parade live for you on Civic Center TV on Memorial Day morning. There's plenty of information on the parade available on kegoharbor.org. That's where you'll go also to get information on who to contact in order to register to participate in this year's Kego Harbor Memorial Day Parade. And of course, CivicCenterTV.com is the place to go for updates on how to watch the Kego Harbor Memorial Day Parade and other Memorial Day events throughout the Greater West Bloomfield community, live and on demand. Speaking of volunteerism, we're celebrating our volunteers this week, Friday, live, bright and early, 7 a.m. at Temple Israel in West Bloomfield for the Michigan Week Community Awards breakfast and celebration. This is the 51st annual version of this event. The big show is here, the unofficial kickoff to Greater West Bloomfield's summer. Let's take a look here, as you're seeing on the screen. Some examples of years past of what we've done here at the Michigan Week Community Awards breakfast. There's Carol Hack, one of the co-chairs that organizes this event. Some footage of our virtual events and live events from the last several years. Recognizing volunteers of all ages in the Greater West Bloomfield community, and that guy too. Friday, May 12th, 7 a.m. is the live broadcast on Civic Center TV. We won't be doing our live shows that morning. That is such a big and important live event that we don't even do our shows that morning. We move aside everything else that we do every single day to help recognize you, the volunteers here in our community, and you can participate by joining in on the celebration and joining us live. Civic Center TV on our website, CivicCenterTV.com, on our Facebook page, on our YouTube page, and on the radio on 89.3 Lakes FM. While you're at it, join us on social media at Civic Center TV and at Civic Center TV 15, and let us know how thankful you are for our volunteers right here in the Greater West Bloomfield community. And if you want to get involved after all this talk of volunteerism and recognizing the volunteers in our community, you have an opportunity to do so very soon at a really fun event. If there's any place that you want to volunteer your time and your energy in the community, one of the best options for that is at the West Bloomfield Youth Assistance Food Truck Rally at the Orchard Mall. That is coming up on June 10th from 11:30 a.m. to 9 p.m. all day long. Food, plenty of fun and activities, and a great community event that attracts so many people into our community. It's a huge undertaking in a partnership between West Bloomfield Youth Assistance and so many other local organizations. You can get involved by visiting wbyyouthassistance.org. And if you click on their food truck rally link at wbyyouthassistance.org, you can find out information on ways to sign up to get involved as a volunteer in this event. So many different ways that you can volunteer and help out the team at West Bloomfield Youth Assistance as they put on their biggest fundraiser of the year coming up in June. Again, that event, 11:30 a.m. until 9 p.m. at the Orchard Mall on June 10th, and plenty of different ways that you can participate and support programs that support our youth right here in our community. And this week, you'll be able to recognize some of the volunteers on the younger side of things, some of the kids who are doing great volunteer work in our community at the WB Youth Assistance Youth Recognition Awards Wednesday night. We'll have that for you available on CivicCenterTV.com later on in the week. Then finally, marking your calendars for later on this summer, it's the Orchard Lake Fine Art Show on Powers and Daly Road in the Greater West Bloomfield community. Here you can see, if we showed that on the screen, some of the beautiful works of art, original juried works of art that you'll see in person. You'll be able to chat with the artists or some of the different people that work with the artists as well and see some really unique pieces. Look, whether you're going there to just explore some local art and some art from all around the country and around the world, or you're going there to purchase some new pieces to decorate your home or your office or anywhere, or just to provide a great gift. Also, Orchard Lake Fine Art Show, July 29th and 30th in West Bloomfield. It's in the heart of the so-called Town Center District on Powers and Daly Road. That is that road that leads up to the post office just off of Orchard Lake in West Bloomfield. It's right up on that small street in between a shopping mall and the post office and what was the old Orchard Fitness that has now been closed for a little bit over a year. That is happening on July 29th and 30th. So mark your calendars for that. Hotworks.org is the place to go for more information. While you're over there, send a message over to Patty Narosny and the team at Hotworks for putting on this event. They put so much hard work into bringing these amazing artists from all over the U.S., all over Michigan, and all over the world right here to our local area. We'll take a break on today's edition of the Splash Live and the MegaCast. On the other side, we'll expand a little bit into Oakland County, some local news, and then we'll talk to one of over 300 charities and nonprofits supported on the Shared Detroit platform. Stay tuned. You're watching the Splash Live and the MegaCast.
What's happening around you? Hear about state events, businesses, and from the people behind them on the MegaCast, an hour-long TV, radio, and streaming show keeping you informed on the day-to-day news. Listen in on talks with volunteer groups, documentarians, and financial advisors, Monday to Friday with your host, Tyler Kieft. Catch the MegaCast weekdays from 10 a.m. to 11 on Civic Center TV, 89.3 Lakes FM, and streaming on mymytv.com. You're watching and listening to your home for Greater West Bloomfield News, Civic Center TV and 89.3 WBLD Orchard Lake, West Bloomfield, Kego Harbor, Sylvan Lake, 89.3 Lakes FM. It's the MegaCast, an hour-long TV and radio streaming show keeping you informed on the day-to-day news. Live from West Bloomfield, we're bringing you the news, updates, and information impacting communities around Michigan. Join our host, Tyler Kieft, as he talks with community members, business leaders, and professional experts about the stories that impact you. You're watching the MegaCast on Civic Center TV. The West Bloomfield Youth Assistants will be recognizing local youth for their volunteer service, personal growth, and leadership. Join us as schools, hospitals, and religious organizations nominate the up-and-comers in your community. Show your pride for our future. The Youth Recognition Awards, May 10th at 6 p.m. at the West Bloomfield Middle School. This community update from Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
There are many different kinds of noses. Our noses can sniff out all kinds of things. Good things and bad things. Your nose knows if those sniffles are just a cold, allergies, or COVID-19. So swab it. Test it. It's good to know.
Welcome back to the MegaCast, our live daily TV, radio, and streaming show talking about all things Oakland County and the state of Michigan. I'm your host, Tyler Kieft. Let's get right back into things. On our local news page on civiccentertv.com, plenty making news all across Oakland County and throughout the state of Michigan. Our top story today comes from Aisha Johnson at the Detroit News. We're not too far away, according to experts, from a full recovery from the COVID-19 pandemic on the economic side here in Oakland County. That's according to economists at the University of Michigan's Research Seminar on Quantitative Economics, who are projecting that Oakland County will have its job numbers return to pre-pandemic levels by about 2025. Now, that projection comes as the U.S. economy continues to slow, but the good news in our local area is, as of now, we've had about an 82% recovery from the COVID-19 pandemic on the jobs front. That is actually as of the beginning of this year. The end of 2022 was where that 82% was at. So presumably with the way that job growth has been going, that may be closer to the mid 80s, maybe in the mid to high 80% bounce back of jobs from pre-pandemic here in Oakland County. So some very good news on that front. Also making headlines today on our local news page on civiccentertv.com, this time from Lily Altavina at the Detroit Free Press. Guidepost Solutions, the third-party vendor brought in to do an independent review of the Oxford Community Schools security policies leading up to and now nearly 18 months following the school shooting at Oxford High School in November of 2021, has released its first report on the district's current policies surrounding student threat assessment. In the nearly 200-page report, it found that current practices are, quote, satisfactory and appropriate, and closed quote, but also noted that there are gaps remaining in the system that could leave the district vulnerable. A couple examples. In one case, a former staff member had left a folding knife unattended, and some staff have already observed plenty of students in some cases that have not been complying with the district's new clear backpack only policy. So there's still plenty of room for improvement in the Oxford Community School District on this front. Plenty of more detail than we can go into in today's edition of the MegaCast in this article. So go to our local news page on civiccentertv.com and click through. You'll read this entire article from Lily Altavina as well as some supporting materials. And of course, if you have the means to do so, we would highly encourage you to subscribe to these publications, whether it's the Detroit Free Press, the Detroit News, Oakland Press, or any of these other outlets that we may be linking these stories to on our local news page. If you have the means to do so, subscribe and support this amazing journalism they're doing each and every day, keeping you informed on the stories making news here in Oakland County and throughout the Great Lakes State. Now we get one of our favorite things to do each and every week, and that's to talk to one of over 300 charities and nonprofits supported on the Share Detroit platform. Melanie Williams is the Vice President of Child Welfare at the Ennis Center for Children, and will be joining us on today's edition of the program. One of over 340, nearly 350 charities and nonprofits supported by Share Detroit at sharedetroit.org. You can learn so much about these local charities by visiting sharedetroit.org. You'll learn about what they do each and every day, some of the services that they provide that maybe you may be in need of, or someone you know in your life may be in need of. Volunteer opportunities. Hey, we talk so much about volunteerism, about getting involved in the community, giving your time, your expertise, your energy to better our local area. Plenty of opportunities to do that through a number of charities in the Metro Detroit area, in the city of Detroit, and beyond can be found at sharedetroit.org. Contact information as well, ways you can donate to these different charities, and of course, if they're in need of any specific items for helping individuals out, if it's a homeless shelter charity or if it's an education-related charity. Sometimes they really need these specific items. They'll have links to Amazon or other wish lists for these organizations that you can help buy items for and help them further their mission each and every day. So let's bring Melanie in, the Vice President of Child Welfare at the Ennis Center for Children. Joins us now on the MegaCast. Melanie, thanks for being with us today. So glad to have you on the program, Melanie. First off, can you just give us a brief overview of the mission and some of the services that are provided by the Ennis Center for Children?
Hi, Tyler. I didn't hear the question. I'm sorry, it was muted.
Oh, it's okay. I just was asking if you could give us a brief overview about some of the services that are provided by your organization.
Yes, we provide foster care services to children who are in foster care. We provide adoption as well as licensing. We have a juvenile justice program where we provide school and case management services to those populations of youth.
And what's great about the Ennis Center is it has locations all throughout Lower Michigan, not just here in Oakland County and Pontiac, but in surrounding areas nearby, whether it's Northwest Detroit or in the Port Huron area, in mid-Michigan and Genesee County, in Flint. There's so many different places that people can provide these services. And so it really does give a great opportunity for people all across the state of Michigan, if they're in need of some of these services for their children, even if it's on a temporary basis, to tap into this. So how do people usually come to the Ennis Center for some of these services?
They can reach us via our website, www.enniscenter.org. And when you reach out via website, it will give you the contact information for all of our locations. You can contact any office. We have a rotational orientation, and you can learn more about the agency and the requirements to become a foster parent.
And all these services, they don't come cheap to any charity or nonprofit across any sector. So another great way to get involved is to help out by participating in some of the events that these organizations are putting on, their fundraisers. You have a very fun one coming up in June 16th at the Coyote Preserve in Fenton. It's the 30th annual Scrabble for Kids golf outing. And you can register now on their website, enniscenter.org. How do these sort of fundraisers really help to help an organization like yours take that next step forward in providing great services, especially to kids in our local area?
Yes, it provides connections with community leaders and other community partners to express who we are, what we do. It also provides income so we can help take care of the kids and meet the needs that maybe families may need additional assistance with. We purchase beds, we buy clothes, like provide food, things, anything that a child needs to have a normalcy and a normal way of living. These types of fundraisers help us provide those things for them.
And what are some other ways, too, that people can get involved? Do they want to help the Ennis Center fulfill this mission? Because the child care system, the foster care system, sometimes kids are in there on a temporary basis while their family are getting some things in order or getting the help that they need, and sometimes it can be long-term. So there's a number of different ways that people can get involved and help.
Yes. There's a shortage of foster parents. We always need foster parents from ages 0 to 18. We need homes for children that may be transitioning from a residential facility. So teen homes is something that we need really bad. If you don't think fostering long-term is something that you want to do, we need respite homes. So things when foster parents go on vacation, or we just need a temporary home for a kid to go to until they transition back home to their parent. Short-term placements are the respite homes. We also need volunteers in our facilities, people to come help maybe spruce up the area, spruce up the building, organize the clothing closets. There's so many ways you can assist the agency besides fostering.
EnnisCenter.org is their website for more information, or go to sharedetroit.org as well. We're joined by Melanie Williams, the Vice President of Child Welfare at the Ennis Center for Children, on today's edition of the Splash Live and the MegaCast. So about a minute left with you, Melanie, before we'll need to wrap things up today. So I just want to ask, what is one thing that you wish more people knew about child welfare systems, about foster care, that maybe is either a misconception or just something that people aren't familiar with that has a big impact in this sector?
Our primary goal is reunification. When a child enters foster care, our goal is to determine what can we do to reunify that child with their parent. And some people have the misconception that we're in the business of taking children away from parents, but our business is really to reunify children with their families. So we work really hard and we try to provide all the services to rehabilitate the parents to be reunified with their children. So I think that we want to put the message out there that our goal is to provide the services with the support and help they need to be better parents to their children.
You can find more information on their website at enniscenter.org or by visiting sharedetroit.org and learn more about them and over 300 other charities and nonprofits in the Metro Detroit area. Melanie, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you for having me.
Always glad to have Share Detroit charities and nonprofits on to tell us about so much great work that's being done across a number of different areas of need in our communities. You can find all that information on sharedetroit.org. If you go into their Find a Nonprofit section, you search for someone like the Ennis Center for Children, you'll find so much information on all that they do each and every day, ways that you can get involved, ways that you can help if you can't give your time or maybe you're not able to provide donations of your hard-earned money at this point in time. There's so many different ways that you can get involved and help these organizations. A great place to start that is sharedetroit.org. That's it for today's edition of the Splash Live and the MegaCast. We'll be back Wednesday and Thursday with more information on programs, news, and events all throughout our local area. Big thank you to Melanie Williams from the Ennis Center for Children for joining us today, our friends at West Bloomfield Parks for that great Minute with Nature segment, and of course our dedicated crew, Calvin Brown, our director at Master Control at Green Media Center today. I'm Tyler Kieft. Until next time, take care of each other, and we'll see you very soon.